again today. I'm sure Schalke will be very thankful. But final pick here is the Darius into the Poppy in the top lane.
So the Unicorns of Love have a pretty strong levels under their belt. These level 6 are going to be reached soon, and it looks like he's going top lane.
Yeah, apprehend on Chachi to start it off, pops the Steadfast Presence down, but Cole's just going to dodge around the edge of that. Chachi flashes away, Dance of Arrows, Cole flashes in, and there's the first kill for Unicorn.
So VisiChachi overstand a funnel comp. I don't think she's as impactful because you have things like the Poppy ulti to knock her out of it. You have the Alistar ulti to knock her out of it. You have the Talia W.
Is a little bit slower here, Vedius, and while the teams just look for this tower pressure, actually looks like Cole might be coming up towards this top lane. Vander quite low, down to about half. Neon's going to pop the ultimate underneath the tower. There's one. They're looking for the second as well. Unicorns coordinate the dive almost perfectly. Cold gets the double in the end, and Unicorns get out scot-free.
Here are the early kills that UL were looking for. Upset's flash, I believe, only just came up, but even still, he was so low, he probably didn't even have an opportunity to use it for the Infernal Drake. Unicorns are just grouping up mid. They have the Rift Hold. They might even choose to go for a second tower. It depends how much of a gamble they want to take. They don't have any vision on Nukeduck right now, who says his eyes on the bot lane.
Turn down towards this bottom side, doesn't have the Weaver's Wall yet, but can just surf through the lane, and that's a very dead White Knight. Not much he could do there. Unicorns deciding they just want to push mid instead. Neon's still pushing in that top wave as well, so 2 towers in the mid lane, and some damage probably from the Rift Herald here as well, on towards that end.
Damage, so UL getting a lot of efficiency from that Rift Herald. Will he be able to take it? He does end up securing it. Now Totoro has his eyes set on VisiChachi. The rest of the Unicorns in hot pursuit.
Yeah, if it was just Totoro, I think Chachi wouldn't be too worried, but Exile and Cold are on their way as well. Totoro down pretty low, but Chachi pops the Keeper's Verdict, only knocks away the Zoe. The chase is in, and that's Cold on a rampage. Unicorns of Love, 4,000 gold ahead, 16 minutes in here, Vedius. And I have a quick stat for you. The only time Unicorns have been in a lead at the 15-minute mark and lost this split was against Schalke in week 1, day 1. Neon caught out underneath this tower up towards the top side. That's a pretty easy kill for Amazing and Nukeduck.
Good chunk of damage, but he didn't have the stopwatch this time around. Regardless, though, Unicorns are always getting something else on the map every time Schalke find a kill. The fact that they sent Nukeduck down to the bottom lane is rather questionable, because you think about what they lost for it in exchange. 2 towers in the mid lane, 1 tower up in the top lane there from VisiChachi. Punishes the misplay from Totoro, locks in Chachi.
Once again gets the knock into the wall though. Here's the Weaver's Wall as well. White Knight trying to get onto the other side of it. He's caught out in the midst of all of Schalke. Knockup comes out from the Glacial Fissure. Neon now as well on the flank. White Knight has to have the Lamb's Respite to keep himself alive. Chachi pushing onto that Swain up towards the top
because
side.
When they do get into the thick of things and they are in a 5v5 scenario, they are terrifying. That ulti can be very scary. But if you just punt him out, a little bit more control wards on the map for the Unicorns of Love. Right now they only have control wards in the inventory split, of course, and all these teams want to pick up big wins, but here's Chachi.
Chachi going in. There's the Weaver's Wall from the side as well. Totoro will jump himself away with the Phantom Undertow, but Neon is the first target. He's down. Exile will be able to land a sleep duck. And Schalke pick up an easy kill in the jungle. Engage there as well. All onto the backline. There's Lamb's Respite as well, but Exile's knocked straight out of it. Cold has to run for the hills, and Schalke find the perfect moment for a fight in the mid lane.
They find a good pick onto Neon, and they quickly dive the tier 1 turret.
Going for that Baron is all on Totoro, but if he steals this one away, it's definitely the play of the week. Usurps VisiChachi's Elder Dragon steal yesterday. Totoro, you're going to go for it, my man. The Pike. Very slippery, can get in there. Blast Cone. Doesn't land the Bone Skewer, and the smite comes out from Nukeduck. Good play from Schalke to skewer.
Here is that last time it was Unicorns of Love making a poor decision and poor play on towards Schalke, whereas this time we actually saw Chachi
for the Paddle Star there. Did land the sleep, but it's not going to be enough. Inhibitor Tower goes down. Cold on his way across as well. Perhaps looking for a 4v5 fight if they can, it seems to be.
Yeah, he's certainly having a great game so far. You already mentioned in draft that he has a 100% win rate out of 2 games on the Poppy. He's looking to make it a 3rd. And you have to wonder if this is just one of those champions that you have to take away from VisiChachi, especially when you think back to champions like the Shen that used to have so much success on in the past.
I have to remember there was a Trundle ban from the Unicorns of Love instead of the Talia ban as well at the first ban phase. Talia against H2K, but now they get their 2nd dragon of the game. It's a mountain. Will be secured by Nukeduck. So Schalke in a very strong position. Unicorns need to find a way. Pike play hasn't been to the highest standard this game. Chachi maybe a little bit caught out here. The flash Undertow doesn't land the stun. Bone Skewer will pull Chachi back, but Amazing gets the double flank. Teleport coming in here from Schalke as well. The Weaver's wall blocks them off. Now 3 members of the Unicorns caught in the midst of Schalke, and that's 1 down. Amazing's dead as well. Here's Exile from the
game. He has about 17,000 gold, and he's got his eyes on Neon.
Yeah, Weaver's wall straight behind Neon, and that is a very dead Swain. Didn't even use the stopwatch, knew that he wasn't going to be able to do anything about that.
Now they have their eyes on the inhibitor. Baron is alive as well. Infernal comes up in about a minute. Schalke have so many options available to them, and the Unicorns are just kind of pushed up back against the wall right
Pretty
now.
sure they've given up this inhibitor because White Knight is still pushing down towards that bottom lane. Schalke might even look for a 5v3 if they can find it, because Chachi and Amazing are very tanky here. Going for the Nexus towers first. Upset jumps forward. Totoro dodges out the culling with the Phantom Undertow. They're going to lose an inhibitor tower down towards that bottom lane. Teleport coming in from White Knight to try and save his team, and Schalke will immediately retreat as White Knight joins the fight. Exile down to about half HP. Schalke
On the flank.
Exile lands the trouble bubble, only onto the Braum though. Baron down to about 6,000 HP. That's a lot of damage on Vander. Now Chachi, Cold steps forward. He has the Blood Razor, remember, so he's going to do a huge amount of death from below. Catches out Vander. Amazing has the flank, but Nuke Duck's gone for the base. He's going for the win here. No teleport on White Knight, and it might just be the year of Nuke Duck once again. He's going to take down the first Nexus tower. The teleport comes in, and the Unicorns can do nothing about it. Schalke with the backdoor, and they will be able to take the win in the end here. You have to feel Nuke Duck gets caught out by Neon, but the final order will come out, and Schalke take the victory.
Good scaling, but also good mid-game spikes. The comp kind of feels a little all over the shop, but the one thing you can supports lying in wait.
Teleport coming in here as well from Ruin, going to try and start up this fight. He joins the fray. There's first blood already for Giants. Smitty Jace joined it as well though, and he's at full HP. Ruin going to jump away. Betsy off towards the top side of the fight, and Giants
And gold still relatively even, only the first blood really being the differentiator.
As soon as the portal is used, you can see Joker comes in straight for the gank here. The sleep lands, but it's enough from Betsy to get the kill.
Around, and he wants to try and shut Selfie down.
Can he do it though? Selfie still has the portal jump. Gonna jump back towards it. The sleep connects there. Double TP used as well. Explosive cast, but here's Promised You. Smitty J the first to join the fray. Joko doesn't quite get stunned up, eventually does. You can see Promised You in the midst of it all is doing quite a bit of damage here. Betsy, though, jumping around. The Lamb's Respite keeps Promised You alive for the moment, but will also keep Betsy and Ruin now with the stun into the wall. That's a great fight from Giants. 2 kills to them.
Yeah, massive.
Very huge.
Very huge. My use of English is struggling, my friend. I am Welsh. Ooh, good engage.
That's what you want to do if you're a Khan. Goodbye, Shook. That's why I play Rakan. Towards that Trinity Force, you've got Blade of the Ruin King coming out on Steelback, and maybe on Ruin up towards that top side as well. Sitting on the Bilgewater Cutlets and the recurve bow. Got himself an early Executioner's Calling to stop the Mundo from healing up. So Joker might look for the steal, has a level advantage over Shook. Explosive cast, the smites come out, but it's Shook who secures it, and Promised You who picks it up for his team. Joker has to flash the wall. Tower does go down.
I mean, like, just because of the advantage that you have, you can just snowball it even more. Sheriff is a good target.
Right, Sheriff is a very good target. Flashes away from the explosive cast, but also from his realm warp. He will get caught out with the final barrel. Steelback flashes forward. One more auto is enough for him. Rift Herald was used towards the mid lane as well.
You have a 4,000 gold lead at 15, 16, 17 minutes, and you have such a healthy item lead that there's no reason not to force things, especially when you know that HJK are weaker at this point in the game, especially we just saw the rise, no flash. Ruin now getting caught out.
Ruin jumps straight into the face of Promised You. He's going to use the blast cone to get himself away, and the flash, but Promised You flashes forward, gets the stun, Winter's Bite, and Shook just needs one more dance of arrows to get him. He's not out, Vedius.
Yeah, I forgot about the Shook W into the Q. That allowed to flash there, but I guess with Braum running up the river, probably just the safest to secure the kill. And Giants get themselves an Infernal Drake off the back of that as well. Clear win condition of their composition. Ooh, Sheriff.
The issue for Sheriff is at the moment Betsy's sitting right on his face, and he's going to pop the stopwatch, but that's not going to keep yourself alive for that long. Betsy gets another kill.
Didn't have flash from the earlier collapse on top. They're able to spot tower as well. Means that they don't have control of the map, so it's really difficult for them to actually find picks and really get Shook or Selfie into a position where they can carry. Whereas Giants, they can just keep grouping, they're happy to force fights, and they're now pushing onto an inhibitor tower on top.
HJK are giving up this inhibitor tower. Promised You's looking for a flank, so there's a possibility HJK just want to force a fight, but this is very dangerous for them. They give up an inhibitor tower, teleport comes in straight 4 against 3 in favor of H2K. Need to land the sleep though, Paddle doesn't connect, the boot does. Cleanse seconds away. There's the Drowsy as well, and Betsy will be sacrificed here for Giants. H2K able to collapse, but had to give up an inhibitor tower to do so.
Now they've gotten a single kill. Joko does still have his ulti, but I feel like H2K are going to look to go for Baron. Ruin is on the side. They want to at the very least get a TP out from Ruin so that they can turn this kill into something. But with Joko hanging around, going for this is very risky.
I'm so worried if I'm H2K because Nuxalot still has the ultimate. Promiscu gets the Fisher onto Steelback. Nuxalot dodging around. There's the 3-man knockup with the ultimate, and he's right out of there as well. Ruin cancelled his TP. Realm Warp use here, trying to chase onto Steelback. Explosive cast. Steelback dodges back towards it. He tried. Joko tried his hardest.
Down and then secure a little bit more vision around the river so they can start to set up around the Baron. Ruin is in H2K. Check the Baron buff. It's safe. Surprise! It's Giants.
Turelius Nuxalot misses the charm though, and he's just gone. You cannot do that as Rakan. Betsy tries to jump onto Shook on the back line as well. Steelback getting chased out by Smitty J. Shook pokes down the Lamb's respite, but that's one gone already, and Betsy is the next to follow. H2K find the fight they need, and they're turning straight towards the Baron.
Terrible fight for Giants, but that was disaster for Giants, as now H2K find an answer back into this game.
And perhaps an answer back into this split as well. 0-9, remember, looking for their first win on the board.
Ruin gonna die.
Ruin is gonna die, but he'll probably get the inhibitor first. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Smitty J still on the chase, and here comes Sheriff as well with that home guard buff. You can see Promiscu coming down from the mid lane as well.
Uh-oh.
Winter's Bite into that. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh, Joko gets spotted out.
TP's coming in though.
TP is coming in, and they're going to try and turn this one around. Might just use the TP to distract H2K for the moment. Still back in with the culling. Rakan on his way as well. Nuxalot doesn't have the quickness.
They're going
though.
for the fight.
They're going to turn it back onto Ruin. Still back, rooted up, locked up. That's one. Nuxalot jumps into the midst of it all, and Smitty J there as well. 1-for-1 now in this bottom lane.
So that was a win. The board, Giants also going to secure themselves their third Drake of the game. The gold is now a little bit closer. Giants still maintain firm control, but H2K execution from the side of Giants.
Nuxalot coming in with the Shureliers once again, has the quickness, looking for Sheriff and Promiscu. There we go, that's what you want. Double knockup, double charm, the chase continues. Ruin with the wallop onto Promiscu, stuns him up. Great double knockback as the TP comes in. Smitty J there as well. Betsy jumps onto the backline, 1v1 versus Shook. Instead goes for Sheriff, and he will be removed from Summoner's Rift. And now Giants can just pick off members at their leisure. Smitty J running just around the corner to see if he can catch out Joko, but Giants can continue to chase.
Ooh, Ruin, is he in trouble?
He is in a little bit of trouble, Vedius, as Shook catches him out up here. He's already gone out of the Mega. Yeah, that stopwatch. The only gold you're getting is perhaps some funeral gold. Hey, fighting for the first win in their split, but the 3-man knockup into the engage, the knockout from the Lamb's respite. However, still H2K alive for the moment, but falling very, very rapidly. Betsy's on the back line. He'll catch out Sheriff. Another kill, the knockback into the wall as well, and Giants find the perfect team fight at Baron. Smitty J fighting for his life, but won't survive much longer. 4-for-1 in favor of Giants.
Great team fight there from Giants. So Nuxalot saw all of H2K clumping up, and that was the perfect moment to start the fight, win the fight, and Giants reclaim setup around the mid lane. They have the right set on this inhibitor. Betsy was huge, and with those death timers, I don't think they can look to end the game right now, or do they just commit to it?
Oh, but in the fight at the bottom of the table, Giants are the ones coming out on top. They're committing for it. They want their third win of the split. First Nexus Tower goes down. 10 seconds left on anyone from H2K. Giants with a decisive team fight around the Baron will take the win on the back of Sir Nuxalot's engage.
The curtain call as well as the equalizer. And the question mark about where the Irelia goes, or the Shen rather, is going to be that Kled up in the top lane. So close to level 6, the teleport will complete, and Oda-Wamne's got flash available to him. Can he pull off any shenanigans underneath the tower? All right, Cabo is going to get interrupted. The flash comes out. There's the engage. First blood to Vitality. They made that look easy. Can they get out clean? Caboshot's looking to charge up that Gnar bar, or Rage bar rather. He's not playing Gnar. Back end, there's the Drowsy, the sleep onto Gilius. That's the first kill for Splice. It's Xerxes that picks it up. Now they turn their attention to Zuzuke. He survives a few seconds longer. Well, Caboshot is battling with Kasing. Manages to sidestep that paddle star before the tower takes him out. And Vitality concede 3 for just first blood. Xerxes making their way to the top lane. They've caught out Gilius. He's got no flash available. There goes the equalizer. Easy sleep secure. Niski Manages to take out Gillian.
Actually finding a 1v1 kill onto Cabo, and now there's more action in the bottom lane.
Oh, look how dangerous KazaLoLL really is. Vedius in a 2v2 helps out Kobbe. Kobbe gets the kill with the help of that BF sword as well. The curtain is called. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is denied. KazaLoLL with connecting all 4 shots and securing the kill. I love trying to emulate the VO. And unfortunately, KazaLoLL denied me that pleasure. Splyce take the first tower as well.
Because he's not level 6. And now he's at danger of being collapsed upon as Xerxes and the rest of Splyce make their way up top.
Well, all kudos to Splyce for punishing that play. They've already caught out Jack Troll. Niski is on a killing spree. That's his 3rd of the game. All right, there will be some shenanigans. Splyce are taking the top tower, while Odoamne with no equalizers being dove. He's overheating and taking a lot of damage. Cabo forced
stays
to get
alive.
away, but Odoamne turns it back around. Kobbe completed the teleport and arrives, closes the curtain on Cabo's life. 2 more kills to Splyce.
Balling team. So
Well-
Vitality now grouping up in mid. Let's see if they can stop this siege.
This is exactly what you talked about, Vedius. The proactive play from Vitality. Gilius is a little bit drowsy and sleepy. He's getting shut down by shots 1 and 2. The 3rd catches Jack Troll. The 4th tags him on the way out. Equalizers burning the behind of that supportal Shen. Forced to flash to save his life. The tower is the focus for now. And Splyce will be content with a kill onto Gilius. The 10th of the game. And the 3rd.
He lands a good Sleepy Trouble Bubble, the immediate follow-up from Kobbe, and then the zoning Rumble ultimate to force the rest of Vitality away results in another tower going towards Splyce. Another Drake's is split, and Kobbe gets his hands on an AD carry. Not only that, one of his most comfortable AD carries from his entire LCS career. So Splyce just seem to have drafted themselves.
Old record was 1695. Splyce not necessarily a team. This version, we've talked about their early game a lot. Now they're trying to pick a team fight. This is Vitality rather. They will get themselves the 2nd kill of the game. That's a shutdown. It wasn't even necessary. Odoamne was able to turn it around. I take it back. That's a double TP. Their 2nd and 3rd shot will find their target. So does the 4th. KazaLoLL actually gobbles out Odoamne. Electro Harpoon number 1 misses. Number 2 finds its target. A flash forward from Kobbe. The dancing grenade finds its kill. Another gigantic hit into a deadly flourish. Abyssal Voyage comes out and Gilius manages to smite the Gromp to stay alive. He escapes with his...
But after Vitality tried to make this play bot and it failed, Splyce have been able to push up bot. They secure a tower mid. They have
Vitality still don't have a single tower. Every single objective is in Splyce's favor. They've got the combat advantage, the map
and
advantage.
then just, gotta go fast, Jin. I'm sure you've seen all those montages of just Jin speeding around the map, zoom, zoom, zoom while he's
Vitality now starting to move their way backwards. Equalizers available for Odo. It would overheat him, but there goes the drowsy. There is so much damage. Vitality are melting. And Splyce cut through them like a hot knife through.
pressure is significantly less. Now, engaged from Vitality.
George is the call from Cabo Shot. He splits up Splyce, but it's simply not enough. Now that Odoamne's arrived, the equalizer is down and burning Vitality. Making a look at some damage though, but a final fall. The shots for the curtain call. 2 and 3 go a little wide. But Vitality are running for their lives. They're rooted. Flash forward from Niski. He's looking for Jizuke and takes him out. Doesn't matter how much gold Jizuke has.
Much, meaning that nothing ends up going in favor of either side, except for an Ocean Drake that Splyce have now secured. So Splyce is 6. They're grouping up as 5 in mid, something we talked a little bit about early on. Here comes the Rumble ulti. Where's the Jin ulti to follow?
All right, there it is. And already Vitality are just getting obliterated. Jizuke is already dead. Xerxes can look to chase, but they're going to lose another tower. That's because Kobbe's pushing out top, while Odo's pushing down bottom. This is Kobbe's curtain call. KazaLoLL on the Abyssal Voyage will be a few seconds less. Sleepy Trouble Bubble locks down Gilius. Equalizer starts to burn him down. And of course that Pillar of Ice blocks.
You kill him, and now with no jungle smite, Splyce secure an easy baron.
And I think you can take it a step further even. This was flawless play on how to use the map. Now I'll carry on to that story in a moment because there is an engage. KazaLoLL is the target. He's going to be able to flash over the wall to safety. That buys enough time for the rest of Splyce to get up. And Vitality are just getting run down. They lined up beautifully for the damage. And the curtain call may be all that is needed. The 4th and final shot takes out Cabo Shard. Deadly Flourish comes in, but not enough time. Gilius the only man standing. And of course the graphic that popped up there was just the differences in how these teams have played. And week 1 or 2 when this matchup first happened, Vitality crushed Splice in much the same way Splice are now crushing Vitality.
And right now, the biggest difference, Trevor, is that Vitality are dead, Splice are not, and they have the Nexus in their eyes.
For the 19th time in 30 minutes, Splice managed to take down Vitality to even out the head-to-head 1-1.
Oh, okay.
Rise now locked in. Could we see a Wukong bottom, or is that pretty much guaranteed to be the Rise?
Nah, I think it's Wukong.
Dun 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 dun!
Oh, don't go that
way! Gets run into Fnatic. The shenanigans are up. He holds on to first blood, and Broxah picks it up.
That's such a good level 1 because the
teams with what's on the line, with honestly, arguably the two best teams in form of the LCS right now. There's so much more.
Gold, their first blood just marginally ahead for Fnatic, but they're the ones in trouble. Flash from Bwipo. Hylissang's going to jump forward as well, thanks to that Phantom Undertow. Hunsummer takes down Bwipo. Mickey and Maxlor flashing forward. The culling is being channeled. Hylissang's running for his life. Double kill, Hunsummer!
all the hype around the Wukong mid lane, and this group is 5 a lot earlier.
If you were to put a timer on it, when will you start getting nervous? Because Fnatic just got a second uncontested dragon. Ocean and Mountain for the Rift Herald. So trade of objectives now, but as this game plays out, even across the board, it's only Caps with the marginal lead, and the engage is going to be on Bwipo. Glacial Fisher comes out, but the Prison misses too. So there's a little bit of a
Look mid lane.
comedy of errors. Hylissang's looking for the target. There goes the Cyclone into the dive. Senkax is ignited. Hilly's chasing him, using the dashes to go through, and Hylissang gets the kill. That's Fnatic evening it out.
In the end, they get it, and it's a mid lane turret going down. Senkax tried his best to stay alive. His team just invested everything bot lane, and they didn't even get a flash. Does not want to find him. I think Senkax is in trouble.
Well, that's a pretty Goomba stomp onto Senkax. Very well played. And you know what? That's the pick comp that you guys were talking about earlier.
This is the second time now where they've managed to not only pick up a kill on Senkax, but everyone just appears at the same time to then get a tower too.
Those kind of plays when you're committing 3 to 4 players kind of needs to give you something, and it's not doing that right now.
All right, Caps is trying to find Maxlor. Manages to use the Ghost Blade just to chase him down. Maxlor throws down the Subjugate, but I think Ignite might just be enough. Death from below from Hylissang. Last breath comes out. Caps takes a lot of damage. Teleports coming in. It's a fight on multiple fronts. We jump up to see Hunsummer flashing for his life. Manages to get the culling into Soaz, but it simply doesn't do enough. Mickey's down. Hunsummer's down. Caps is inside the base. He's looking for Senkax, but may be in a little bit of trouble. Continues to get chased down. No flash available. Couple of tower shots may be enough to take him down, but the Burning Agony will be enough to take out the last tick. The stopwatch used just to buy some time.
He's saying roaming mid, it's Broxah being mid lane. Soaz even went mid twice. When he actually talked about Gragas being
pooping top. Misfits, by the way, are behind, and this might be the first time all year long that they're going to be losing to Fnatic. They are 3-0 up against Fnatic. And they are 9. They've got themselves some very good vision control. It doesn't look like Misfits can arrive in time. Maxwell doesn't have flash available either. Soaz zones him away. It's
right
not.
Now. And that's the problem. It's kind of, I'm trying to lose less by building GA second.
And of course, that's Yasuo was first pick, by the way. Very.
Didn't you also predict Misfits?
Well, I did.
It's all gone wrong.
I think you should be pointing more towards me than the fans. But what's interesting in the game, but not only that, they're playing versus this.
Look at that damage! Caps destroys Hunsummer where he stands. Mickey's the next target. Realm War brings Bwipo to the back end, and Maxlor's now being chased. Alfari's come to the party. He was finally invited, but it's simply too little. It's simply too late. To Fisher, I asked you 20 minutes ago about it, and he is the last man standing. Alfari's Mundo means nothing to Fnatic.
It's turned into a stomp now. Fnatic are just running over Misfits. They will get this top lane turret down. Let's see the death timers. 10 seconds on Ansama. He will be back to try and defend, but these Nexus turrets, they're squishy.
They really are. Take a look at Caps on this queue, by the way. Chunking down Nexus turret number 1. Turns his attention to the second, while Hylissang's trying to interrupt. The Nexus tower is down. Mickey and Hamsan are doing what little they can. The Nexus turret is being dropped down. Fnatic defeat the undefeatable Misfits!
They didn't just defeat Juani, stuff like that. Like, no. He just locked in Urgot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Urgot for top lane wonder?
Why not?
2 versus 2. Let's see where the damage comes out. Wonder continues to step forward, throws out the corrosive charge. Flash away from the disdain means there's no chuck over the shoulder.
Turnaround!
Memento looking for the turnaround. First blood to Rocket. Defensive Rocket's favor.
Oh, Prophet.
And they're gonna be stacked even further. Perks and Blank go in a fight. The equalizer is flashed away from Perks, but here comes Memento as well. Dance of Arrows forward, just in range.
Perks down in one of them. None of the turrets really taking a lot of damage, and G2 even gets a free Drake because all of Rocket decided this time to recall. Let's fully reset the map.
Focus. Look at this. Even Blank is making his way up, but what did, as well as Jankos are around. The quickness goes in. Wonder forced to flash for his life, but the Crowstorm doing a little to stop Rocket. That's a double kill already, and with the rest of the team, Rocket can also take the tower.
You got your tower dive right there. We talked about top lane probably being the place to look because that's where you can take down maybe just one member. In this case, it ended up being more because Jankos and Wadid were here to try and defend. But this was all of Rocket diving onto them except for the
It's essentially just charging on your tower.
Don't think there's anything Perks can really do to stop this. He's trying to get help from Wonder, but so far the Urgot has been unsuccessful. I'm not really seeing a lot else from Rocket's side. And while the Trundle, I mean, technically, again, the first gank was the correct one. It was just poorly executed.
Yep.
That started the snowball. Then the second tower dive was fantastic.
I mean, listen, Jankos is, losing the mechanical ability now, So
But there's no mechanics on Trundle.
Touche out.
I guess a pillar is a skill shot.
Well, let's take a look at this. Jankos gets tagged there by the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Blank's paddle star is charging. He protects the right.
Oh!
Snipes down Jankos, and Blank. That was a lot of damage onto this inner turret. This will be the 4th of the game with just a couple more auto attacks. 20 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
Trundle. Nope, they blocked that one. Here we go.
Look at the body block onto Perks. He loses about 50% of his hit points. Still got the adaptive helm as far as itemization is concerned, so not quite as much burst as maybe Blank would be hoping for, but the tower falls. That's the objective. They're 1-2 this year. This would even out at 2-2. Rocket is just one of these teams that is just on the outskirts of that top 4, top 5, and has been somewhat consistently for a while.
And 7-13, it doesn't sound that amazing, but we have to remember G2 for most of that been the best or second best team in Europe. So it actually is very impressive they picked up that many wins.
So, Deficio, is their setup good enough?
They have full vision, they pushed the top lane, they just pushed in mid before this.
A simple yes would have sufficed. Rocket are on the Baron, and they're going to take this one out.
Nice!
Look at that engage! Baron is secured by Memento. In the back end, what did is blown up, and a paddle star boots Jankos back to base.
Not just securing the...
Of course, Rocket going to join this melee of 5 and 5. You can see the standings, how close this middle of the pack is. All right, there's the engage we're looking for. Quickness into the equalizer. What did is down before the Crowstorm can really do anything, and Perks is pushed away by Hikyu. That's already a kill down onto Perks in the back end. It's a double kill for Hikyu. Rocket open the base and open the inhibitor.
It's 11-0. G2 Esports, one of the best early game teams in Europe, have not picked up a single kill against Rocket here. They're just killing the Nexus turrets now.
Well, look at Rocket. They didn't even need to give up a Baron. Rocket are the unflappable, untiltable team I talked about earlier today. And Rocket take down G2 Esports.
In what fashion did they do it? Not conceding.